All right, who would like to recap last week's events?
Oh, I can. So we are in the basement of the ziggurat, and there's some minor issues going down. Uh, Loam has apparently locked himself in a laboratory and doesn't want to come out. And lacking any lupine extraction teams, we're gonna have to go fix the magic gnomish reactor or something to get access. So we found a friend named Thack who told us all sorts of stuff about this place and where we might get things like the about the reactor and the bits inside of it. And yeah. At one point, I had to intimidate some chimeras with incense and loud gnomish hymns.
Loud gnomish gnoming.
To the Lord Bard, of course.
Yes, of course. You're totally real god and how he pulled that super funny prank.
Yeah, he is a joker.
All right. But yeah, then you guys got through a set of doors thanks to Thack, and when given the choice between going to the gnomish reactor and following the down the staircase to the gnomish reactor or up the like shafts staircase to the inner sanctum, you guys decided to follow the strange pipes up into the inner sanctum, where you guys found a door with a broken set of arcane wards and a symbol on it, and stepped inside. So, here you guys are in the inner sanctum of the God King Akhed Ur. You can see here that the private sanctum of the God King is a Spartan chamber of worked stone and pipes. On the west side of the room, a golden sarcophagus depicting the God King Akhed Ur rests on an inclined platform. Simple pipes of copper and iron stretch out of this sarcophagus and reach towards a simple shale throne occupying the center of the sanctum. From there, you can see more rays of pipe work, much like the ones that you guys are following in, stretching up into the ceiling and out towards you and back down the stairs. To the north and east of this throne is a menagerie of scrolls, tomes, glass, ceramic jars, alchemic equipment, and an open space occupied by an arcane circle. And above the throne, held in a series of adamantine armatures, is a monstrous creature of immense size. Pipes travel up from the throne, attaching to several points on this creature's body. And by the way, the creature looks like this.
A really weird looking iguana.
Well, it certainly would be, given the fact that it looks to be about 15 meters tall, about 21 meters in length.
Well, that's big. Why is it here?
Were you asking me that?
No, I'm asking somebody in the party that.
Ah.
What was the question?
I am I'm merely a farmer.
Oh, right. And I should clarify one more thing. You can see its diaphragm is moving, although it looks to be unconscious.
Well,
Fair to
let's not
what
wake
we
it up.
ask.
Yeah, let's not.
Um, all right. I'm going to look for notes and I'm going to try to do it quietly to not wake up the sleeping lizard on the ceiling.
Alrighty.
You want to
Uh,
brag? Pulls out loot.
Ah, yes. Stealth mission to make some noise.
I feel like there's an early Order of the Stick bit for this.
Secret mission. Secret
Secret
mission.
mission.
So we all see this big creature sleeping or unconscious. Yes.
Yes, it is. It is held to the ceiling by a series of adamantine armatures.
Wait. It's tied down.
No, it's hanging up.
Oh, well, tied to the ceiling.
Yes.
The
It's
ceiling is
above
up,
us.
not down.
All right. So, Anu, give me a stealth check. We'll start with that.
Secret mission.
Can I make a Arcana check to figure out what this is?
Yep. We already know what it is.
Big scary
I'm
lizard.
I'm gonna use my inspiration and not have a 7 to avoid waking up the giant lizard. That's a little bit better.
Wait, you're using up your other demon inspiration to reroll that?
Yes, because I would like to not wake up the giant lizard immediately.
Okay. Yeah, you quietly walk over to the study and give me an investigation check as you. What specifically are you looking for?
I'm looking for any more notes on how the legally distinct nuclear reactor works. You said investigation?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my weaker intelligence abilities with only a +8, 14.
All right, you go scanning through the organizational system of the bookshelf. You don't find anything in there that looks like it would, stand out as being useful regarding the what the fuck did I call it? The Gnomish Fantastic Retro Alchemic Crucible of Extraordinary Volatility and Transmutary Encapulator.
All right, we should probably go back downstairs now and see if we can actually fix the crucible. So I had.
Hold on before you go, because you do have a 14. As you are perusing this, though, you do find amongst all of this stuff several rather prestigious books. And do you have proficiency in Arcana?
Yes,
Okay, yes, you'd likely be aware of them. There are about.
I have expertise in Arcana, if that makes a difference.
Oh, that's actually extremely handy. You do find a couple of tomes. Uh, one is in relation to the theory of advanced necromancy, and another one is. One second. Okay. Sorry. What was I saying? Yes. One of them is on advanced necromantic theory. Another is on tonal alchemy and the planes. There is a book on the creation of golems, and a very, very old, beat up looking book covering what looks to be very old magic.
How old? Like from the era of God King Urkrede? Wow, I fucking just we're going with
That's city.
it. Correct. Is it from the era of the God King?
From actually based on how banged up and weathered this book looks, older.
Oh, I got to read those.
Okay. I'm going to take that because it might have some stuff that applies to the. Oh, that is a cat. It might have some stuff that applies to the alchemical furnace. And the rest, I think
Take them
I'm
all.
going to. What?
Just take them all.
I don't know if the others are. I don't think we should yet because we don't know what's going on here aside from the alchemical reactor is maybe melting down. And
All the
if
more
these
reason to take these things with us.
that sounds like a great way to either get melted because the furnace is um,
All right,
not the
whatever.
biggest problem. Like, if you want to take them, you can, but these are not ours, and I don't think these are immediately relevant to the furnace. So we're going to have a harder excuse for why we took them if Loam figures out that we did take them. Yeah, I'm going to take the very old journal and head back down to the door marked Crucible.
Rest of you guys following?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Alrighty. Yeah. You guys head back down the stairs following these pipes and that tube full of red. Head down the other stairs, kind of following the shaft as it descends into the earth. And as you're kind of following it, you can see up ahead about let's see, give the angle. You can see probably about 60 feet away. You can see it looks like there are some figures laying on the stairs.
Alive?
Well, they're not moving.
All right. I will go up and see what these figures are.
All right, yeah, you approach. Looks like these first figures are a trio of awakened giant rats.
Are they
They're
of
just kind of
unusual
laying
size?
there. Yes, they are giant rats. They would be of the unusual size variety. You can see that their fur has fallen out in, well, over quite a bit of their body. And they look rather decayed, like really deep bruising. Just kind of blood has since weeped out of parts of their skin, congealed.
Ooh, gross. I'll. Mm,
The bodies look more like rotten fruit than like rotting corpses.
we can deal with most diseases and curses. I'm gonna check for a pulse, see if these things are still alive.
Give me a medicine check. You don't find a pulse.
All right. Well, that becomes a problem for later then if we need these giant awakened rats. And all right, time to pre-game the nuclear reactor. I'm gonna start casting regenerate on myself.
All right. Pre-gaming with regenerate. What's everyone else doing?
Just carrying Thrak around. I'll be fine. It's not a problem. Anybody else want to chime in?
Nah, pretty good.
Did somebody have, what was it, protection from poison? Question mark.
No, but we did pick up some potions that remove poison and all that.
Yeah, the elixir of.
Yeah, health.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
Mr. Burger, are you full up on attunement slots?
I am attuned to exactly nothing right now.
Okay, well, spend an hour attuned to the Rod of Alertness, and you can just keep concentration up on detect poison.
If there is poison, being able to detect it won't help me too much because I'm going to be in the middle of it. And this reactor, from the sounds of it, needs to get fixed one way or another.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's all I got.
All right, well,
Cast Long Strider on you. See you later.
all right. I'm assuming nothing happens in the minute it takes to cast Regenerate.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go in and use Animating Performance on my spare armor to have a second set of hands if I need it.
All right. As you push the doors open. Well, I'm sorry, you're not at the doors. You're up the stairs. All right, you cast the spell on yourself. All of you are just hanging out here by the first set of bodies?
Yes.
Yep.
Alrighty. Anya, you can see as you descend the last 60 feet of stairs that now that you've reached the bottom, the floor here, ahead of the doors to the reactor, is littered with the bodies of awakened giant rats and flumps. You can see a trio of flesh golems engaging in, well, look to be monotonous tasks that simply don't make sense. One looks like it is sweeping the floor, but it has no broom. Another is currently walking in a 6-foot square. And another one is trying to walk through a wall. The door ahead of you is shut.
I will open the door.
All right, you open the door. Your eyes are assailed by a scintillating rainbow of burning lights. I need a Constitution saving throw from you as this hits your eyes.
Constitution save. Hey. What does a 3 get me, Gilbert?
The world is very dark.
I'm blinded, aren't I?
You're blinded, yes.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on myself and cure the blinded condition.
Alrighty. Give me a second because I got to get some stuff organized on my end just to keep this running smoothly. Okay. All right. I'm ready on my part. Everything is nice and prepped. Okay. So you cast lesser restoration on yourself. The rest of you can see from up where you are. Kind of that light goes spilling into the room.
You all right?
Bright. And then it got dark. I'm fine.
I just realized I could enhance you too, because I can just concentrate on that out here. Anything in
what?
particular think you'll want enhanced?
In intelligence.
Okay. Hey, come back out here.
Yeah, I'll step back up
Poke.
and then back down.
Oh, right, yes. I should also clarify something. Those pipes that you guys were following down here do extend through a section of the wall near the door, and you can see them on you now that you've opened the chamber. And oh my god, I'm getting ahead of myself. You can see again. Yeah. So you lost restoration. Your sight's back. Do you keep looking at the light, or do you look away?
I'd head up, get enhance ability from Sinclair, and then head back down. And I'm going to not look directly at the portable sun.
Excellent. All right, yeah. So you avert your gaze, kind of avoid looking directly at it, and you can see that some of this piping with the red liquid does go straight into that bright light. Although you can now get a bit of a better glimpse of the room, but it is still really bright in here. Do me a favor, give me a perception check.
Uh, bu- 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 24.
All right. So yeah, you do spot what's going on a bit better. And so you can see that there is this central, for lack of a better descriptor, it looks like a massive cast iron furnace emitting this burning light. Above it is I should say, above it and below it is a shaft ending in what look like large, fully enclosed sties or cauldrons. You can see the one below stretches out from there with 9 pipes, each connected to golden spheres kind of below you on this. You're currently standing on like a metal gantry out here. And above, you can see a meshwork of piping and tanks, like large alcohol stills. Given that you actually read what all these were, it looks like that section above is the alchemical admixture chamber up inside that region. The section in the middle below you looks like it is the pump of runoff and dangerous waste, and those 9 golden chambers off to the sides of this area would be the elemental channeling chambers with the central furnace in the middle.
And that central furnace, the portable sun, is the crucible furnace.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just gonna walk around the room, investigate everything as closely as I can, keep a spare set of clothes between my eyes and the portable sun, and just look for any like damaged components that would be causing whatever instability they're having.
Which section are you going to?
I'm just gonna go like outside in, starting to the right.
All right. Well, that does take you to a set of gantry stairs. Set going up to the upper chambers with the alchemical admixture chamber, or downward towards the uh, elemental channeling. I'm sorry, downward to the pump runoff, and then on this level is the elemental channeling chambers. So you heading just on this floor first, and then going up or down later.
Yeah. Uh, so I'll start with the channeling chambers and the pipes leading to the furnace. And while I'm at it, I'll just hotcast Detect Magic to see if there's some, like, magic tomfuckery that's causing any problems. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, was that concerned with the reactor acting weird, or was he concerned that all the gnomes that were in charge of the maintenance were gone?
I'm sorry, run that question by me again.
Was Thack concerned that the reactor is acting weird, or is he just concerned that the gnomes are the only ones who know how to do maintenance and they all disappeared?
He's concerned that the only ones who know how to maintain this thing, well, other than Loam, are the gnomes, and the gnomes all up and disappeared.
Okay.
And, you know, once there wasn't a full maintenance staff for it, it began acting extremely weird. And,
Okay.
started destroying everyone nearby.
So the answer is both.
Yeah, the one caused the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the other one kind of sucks for everybody else.
Mhm.
All right. So you're running Detect Magic?
Yes.
All right. So you can detect as you get close to the elemental chambers that, yes, these are very strongly radiating conjuration and evocation.
Um, alright. But nothing looks like physically damaged.
Not that you are seeing. Appears to be no physical damage.
Um,
You do
uh,
see, as you kind of approach the first one, that there is an elemental rune inscribed on it. This one for. This one would be fire.
alright. And there's nothing um, that Detect Magic is picking up as, like, unstable or flickering on and off or anything. Uh, to the extent of my knowledge being proficient with alchemy, nothing's like causing an unexpected reaction or anything.
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Uh,
An intelligence arcana.
the 31 get me.
All right. So a 31, between the information that you have on this thing and what you're able to deduce, this one is currently running hot. The temperature needs to be brought down. From the notes that you acquired, this means finding a way to cool it down from the outside, or by placing your hand on the rune, heading into it to fix it manually from the inside.
Is there a separate chamber for uh, ice or cold or however they would mark that as?
Yes. The chambers in question for elemental planes. So you see your classic four of fire, earth, water, and air. Then there is lightning, salt, vacuum, and radiance. And then the final one is connected to ice.
All right.
Let me. Oh, Austin type this up.
Is there any way to siphon a bit from the ice to the fire one to cool it down from the outside?
Not that you're seeing or could deduce with that 31.
All right. So fire's running hot. I'll just give the same inspection for the other 8. See how extensive of repairs need to get done.
Yeah, the fire one is currently running hot. Uh, lightning is not active. Ice is inactive. And vacuum is actually overactive.
Contains negative amounts of stuff.
All right. I'll jot that down, hand it to my armor, have it run back to the party, deliver them the note in return, and then head up to the. What was the top one? That was the alchemical admixture chamber.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go check that one for any
Oh,
damage.
do me a favor. I do need a con save.
Con save. 20.
All right, that passes. You feel a wave of nausea begin to wash over you, but you kind of power through it.
That's what regeneration's for. All right.
Wait, do you have protection from poison on you?
No.
Okay. So you head up top. You head up the gantry. You can see here are 7 like giant tanks full of various colored liquids. If it's a color on the rainbow, there's a color liquid here. Along with 3 empty tanks, a series of piping all running down into the crucible itself. Around these are a mess of dials, levers, and buttons.
All right. Do my notes have any reference to the dials, levers, and buttons and what they do?
No, the gnomish notes just kind of indicate that if you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be messing with it. Apparently, whoever wrote this didn't feel like good note taking was important for, people who weren't trained to use it.
Oh dear.
Yet another gnomish prank I see.
The spiciest one so far.
It's definitely up there. Maybe second. All right.
Yeah, it's almost like they weren't counting on their entire race getting disappeared.
Those
Are there
Amateurs.
are there any like tubes running from the levers, dials, and buttons that would indicate that they're controlling some kind of liquid flow?
Yes, they do definitely control liquid flow between all of these tanks, the empty tanks, and the crucible.
All right.
You can see each one of them ends in this narrow little pipette head, which is set over, I should say, a series of little pipette heads, like little things for getting drops of liquid,
Mhm.
over a series of what look to be small tracks.
Am I able to tell where these things would get the fluid they control the flow of from? Are they just pulling a certain amount of liquid out of the rainbow cauldron?
Well, there's a couple different tanks, each with a different color liquid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, give me a sec to type it up. So yeah, 7 colored tanks, 3 empty tanks, 1 cauldron. All of these look like they are connected to a set of tracks built into this machinery around you. And each of these tanks end in a little like pipette. For like getting little drops of liquid at a time.
Yeah. And how does the flow look like it goes again? Liquid tanks into the empty tanks and then the cauldron, or cauldron then empty tanks?
Uh, liquid tanks into cauldron.
Okay. Um,
Although it does look like, based on the mechanisms, that these pipettes can also take liquid into them.
okay. Bu- and then
You know,
this goes.
give me one more second to kind of type out all the stuff here so that you have all the visual info.
It's like one of those point and click adventure games.
There we go. So you got the 7 liquid tanks, the 3 empty tanks, the cauldron, a red button, a blue button, a big dial, and 3 small dials, and then a big lever.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
All right. So this is probably just a problem of we have to find the right mixture, and that hasn't been done in a while. Uh, bu- 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 All right. Nothing looks like it's damaged. No faulty equipment. Uh, Nothing's like
Give me an
rusting or anything.
investigation check.
Oh boy. 'Cause these have been going well. I certainly haven't rolled below like a 3.
On an intelligence investigation check?
Right, investigation. 23.
The thing you have advantage on right now.
Yeah.
No, you don't think you see any broken or damaged equipment.
All right. And detect magic still running.
Yes.
Not picking up any weird fluctuating magic bullshit.
No, just that really fucking bright source of it about 20, 30 feet below you.
What could that possibly be? Certainly not the portable sun. All right.
Comes the sun. Doo 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 doo.
Notes. Jot everything down. Send it back. Send the notes back to the party with my walking armor. And then I will head to, I lost the list of stuff I had. The crucible, no, the pump of runoff and dangerous waste. And I will take like a spare shirt and just put it over my mouth and nose to hopefully filter out any fumes that are going to be down there.
All right. You head down the gantry, down the second flight of stairs, and you are now below this thing. Damn. It is smelly down here, and the air is humid. You can see that the pumps are not pumping, and that you haven't even gotten to the bottom here, and you can see that. You can also see that the area has flooded with a disgusting vomit of rainbow technicolors.
Uh, uh, um,
You can see it's bubbling, and that fumes are just wafting off of this.
how far from me are the pumps?
They
I
would be
Can I get with?
20 feet from you.
Ah, wonderful. Are they magical and size large or smaller?
They are not magical, and they would in fact be, yes, size large.
Wonderful. I'm going to use my animating performance because I assume my spare armor's gotten back to the party at least by now. On the pump, that can be any size, large or smaller non-magical object within 30 feet of me. And I'm going to use that to get the pump to start working, assuming it actually works.
All right. You do that. And the pumps start moving. They start moving to a tune that goes like this. Do 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 do. You feel like you hear the pumps singing about moving 16 tons.
Normally it's only performance of creation that does that, not animating performance, but hey, I'll take what I can get.
Yep.
Does it
It just
look
does
like
it just does music. Look, man, gnomes.
does it look like the Technicolor soup is going to be receding at all in the next like couple hours?
You can see that it is moving, but it doesn't seem to be dropping at all. Like you can see like this hiccup popping effect coming out of the liquid at 4 spots.
That's gonna be gross. Can I just like dip the tip of a knife into the soup and see what happens to it?
Sure. What's the knife made out of?
It's just a regular iron dagger.
All right, yeah, you stick the tip in. Um, There's a lot of bubbling, a lot of sizzling, a lot of gas being produced, and there's no tip of dagger.
Uh, huh. And with my knowledge of arcane and alchemy, this is bad for people to be in. Can I identify like what would do this if I just start tossing a couple different materials in with how it reacts? I've got candles for.
Yeah, we'll look at that in just a second. Yeah, so the rest of you, an animated suit of armor runs up to you holding a sheet of notes.
I cast Fireball because that's scary. No, I'm kidding. No, I'll take the notes and look at them. What does it say? What language did you write this in?
It's written in common.
Oh, okay.
On my gnome.
Sinclair turns it over. That makes more sense.
Except it was written in common, tilted 90 degrees counterclockwise.
My word.
But wait.
It's written in common, but it's all ciphered using a word puzzle. So the rest of you, I think, are just chilling out here.
Yeah, I looked at the notes. Was there anything that I needed to, gather from that information?
Yeah.
No, it's just tallying up the things that are going to have to get repaired.
Ah,
That's a pretty
Yeah.
big list.
well, if there's anything on this list that we need to go get stuff for, we can start doing that, or we can wait
Or
for
maybe
Anya.
there's supplies around here. Maybe I would hope that they would have extras. Although I may be giving the gnomes a little too much credit.
Well, I mean, we can look for the emergency supply hatch, but there's like a 50-50 chance that it's just going to contain cobbler.
Well, I mean, that's a win-win for us. There's cobbler.
I don't
All
like
right.
cobbler.
Well, if you guys are going to look for that, give me an investigation check as you search the area.
You want us to investigate?
Yeah.
Which one of us?
Whoever has a better modifier.
I got a 5.
I got a 1.
I could look, but it'll probably hurt everyone else's efforts.
Bring the ent down. Do we have anybody that can do
I
guidance or
will
no?
search. I will search. I've got it.
Okay. Well, I can help.
So that give me advantage if he's helping.
Yep, and then I can throw a bardic at you, give you a d6.
Wow.
Useless wizards.
All that stuff, and your result was remarkably mid.
Medium.
Just
So-
pick bigger numbers. I don't get it.
So you guys go, looking around, and you do actually spot that there are 2 awakened giant rats that are actually look like they were going in a different direction from everyone else who was leaving the room when they died. These 2 look like they were trying to come back. You can see that they have keeled over on top of a what looks to be a large brass tank. My God, I had a fucking brain fart there. It looks like they have keeled over onto this brass tank.
Like air tank, water tank.
Well, it's got this funny little nozzle at one end.
Flamethrower.
No, like a really pointy little nozzle.
Oh.
Like the nozzle for if you're trying to get beer, but if you're trying to, give beer to actual mice.
Interesting.
A
Well,
pipette, if you will.
Ah, pipette. Yeah, maybe we should check that thing out. I pick it up.
Yeah.
I stirred around. Do I hear sloshing?
There is, in fact, sloshing.
Is
Ooh.
it perhaps something like this?
That's a little more micro brew, but yeah, kind of. Yes, this is the Gnome's micro brewery.
We
You,
thought it's a
you
frat house.
you guys also find that there is a hatch built into the far wall of this chamber with a padlock on it.
Well, hey, it's probably in there. Anyone good with locks?
I
No.
unlock it.
I'm good at removing doors, not locks.
Gilbert, I unlock it.
All right, give me a Thieves' Tools check. I think there's a 5% chance that you fail.
No. That's 25.
Oh, never mind. I
I
forgot how
don't
big your mod
know.
was. Yeah, no, that's
I can't roll lower than a 25 on Thieves' Tools.
hot damn. Okay. Yeah. So you pop the lock, opening up this little gnome-sized room. Inside of it, you can see that there are, in fact, 2 more of these little microbrewery tanks. One of which has hazard tape taped all over it, and a sticker that looks like a cobbler slapped on the front,
Oh Lord.
along with a little piece of note glued to it, which reads, "Handle with care.
I think I found the
Many,
cobbler.
many sorry, not many gnomes. Many cobblers were sacrificed for this."
That's the one we want.
That's the one. So that's the one when I take out the mini cobblers.
All right, so that gives you 2 tanks.
All right.
What are you guys doing with the now 3 tanks you have acquired?
Hey, does your robot armor know how to do stuff without you telling it to do stuff?
It can defend itself without my direct input.
Hmm.
All right. And while you brainstorm their ruffles, given the time that has passed in the acquisition of these items, we will need to cut back over to Anya and what she's doing at the same time. Anya, I believe you were throwing stuff into the liquid.
I'm just dipping it.
All right.
Actually,
what are you dipping?
I want to get a glass vial and see if I can get some of this in an isolated environment, so I'm not contaminating the whole puddle.
All right. You dip the glass into it. Don't worry, it's actually not super disturbing. It doesn't melt the glass. But you now have this nasty smelling Technicolor liquid swirling around inside of a vial.
All right.
It is still magical.
I'll start with just a little chunk off my rations. See what it does to biological material. Or at least organic.
All right. Let's find out. Here's what I require of you. Roll a D100.
22.
22. Let's find out. So on a 22, your ration turns into a sack of flour.
Hmm. What if I put the flour into it?
Roll D100.
94.
Let's see. 94. This begins to foam rapidly as the glass shatters in your hand as you see these massive globs of flour just come spilling out. Liquid splashes onto you. Actually, it splashes at you. Give me a deck save.
I'm actually decent at these.
Oh no.
Oh boy, we can consult the living creatures table.
Mm,
Oh boy, that sounds fun and not horrifying at all.
now we're doing science.
All right. So, let's find out. So the flour is now wet and swelling, and it's currently formed this huge mass about the size of your torso on your hand. The liquid has splashed onto you, and I need you to roll for me a D100. 20. So, you gain. Let's find.
Oh, gaining things is good.
Yes, yes, you gain. Do me a favor and roll a D10.
I gain 9 eyeballs.
Not quite. Not quite.
Hey, you remember those extra hands you wanted? Yeah.
Yes, actually. You gain
Well, now you can give yourself a
9
round of applause.
opposable thumbs, replacing fingers on your hand.
That's
So I
all his
believe
fingers?
you're now all thumbs.
Hmm.
Oh,
Does alchemy tend to fundamentally rewrite what a person is, or does it just change their immediate? Like if I cut my hand off, will it regenerate with 5 thumbs again?
One second.
well, I guess something happened.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You gain the following trait: all thumbs.
All right. I think this is a good time to return to the party and ask for some help cutting my hands off. How long has it been since I went into the Crucible originally? Like a few minutes?
At this point, about 10 minutes.
All right.
Oh yeah, con save.
Uh, 19. I don't suppose the spare clothes acting as a almost gas mask helps at all.
Oh right, yeah. There's that con save too. Do me a favor, roll for that con save as well. You do have advantage from the makeshift gas mask. Currently
ENT.
though, you are poisoned from the first one.
Hmm.
And your hit points are reduced by 31.
Ooh. As damage or my hit point maximum?
Your hit point maximum.
Oh. Okay. Um, do I have anything equally useful at that level? I do. I'm gonna go ahead and use a. Actually, I'll see if the party has it. Yeah, I'm heading back to the party after that.
Yeah, you head back to the party. You can see that your hairs have become loose, and your teeth don't feel like they're sitting right in your gums.
Does regenerate help with that at all?
It is helping with that, in that you feel like you're being both deconstructed and reconstructed at the same time.
That's only a little bit horrifying. All right. Hey, fair duel.
Yes.
Almond farmers know a bit about medicine, right?
Mm,
Close enough. Can you help me cut my hands off?
sure. I do keep a battle axe around.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't like having 10 thumbs, and I'll find
As
something
soon as he
sturdy to.
as soon as he says that, I look down like, oh god, ugh, that's just
I'll,
weird.
oh yeah, horrifyingly weird. But I'll find something sturdy and not a pipe full of alchemical liquids to put my hands on for him to chop off.
I give him something to bite into because this is probably gonna hurt.
I'll be fine with how many times I've been stabbed, impaled, cut, set on fire, frozen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hang on 1 second, 1 second. Sinclair goes and rummages through the bag of holding and pulls out a pillory. Here you go. Just don't stick
A
your head
what?
in it. You'll be fine. The thing that you put your hands and head through that the board closes down on.
Ah,
Why the fuck do you have a pillory?
Don't ask questions.
why don't we have more?
You don't know. You don't want to know the answer to that question, Gilbert. We fade to black for that thing's use.
Sinclair's a certified freak.
You're just
And the
now noticing?
sheets.
Yeah, really.
He's a rogue and a bard.
The best of both worlds.
Ooh, while everyone's here, does anyone happen to have greater restoration that they can use?
I'm only a baby bard. I can give you a bardic.
You know, give it a couple
I don't
minutes
know.
before I go back down to the crucible.
I don't know what good it's gonna
Uh,
do you, but
Yeah, I just need to chop these extra thumbs and give it a couple minutes to regenerate and hope that I have all my regular fingers back because I'm starting to miss middle fingers.
All
Understand.
right. So Ferdo, you're slicing off Anya's hands.
Yep.
All right, Anya, it
Going to
hurts a
keep those
lot.
in jars.
It was a deeply unpleasant experience as your body regenerates your hands.
This whole thing's a deeply unpleasant experience.
You can see the bones forming out as they get laced with muscle and just grows out, and you see your thumb form, and then you see another thumb form on your other hand, and the rest return into fingers.
I was thinking more along the
Oh.
lines of how Deadpool regenerates.
Little baby.
That works too.
Little baby hands.
Little baby hands.
Take my strong hand.
I bet you my dick looks huge in this thing.
um, all right. So damage is pretty extensive. I might need some help with this. And
What kind of help?
uh,
Strong help, smart help, dexterous help.
self-help, preferably. There's also some weird alchemical soup in the bottom floor that needs to get pumped out. And there is at least 4 things stopping the pump from working. I couldn't see what it was under the soup.
I see.
Actually, that's the whole problem. We can't see.
Yes, that's right. Which party member will you assign to which dangerous task?
Well, I volunteer Eladrin as tribute. He's the smartest.
But will smarts see him through the trials ahead?
What?
Also, Anya, let's take an hour and then attune to the Rod of Alertness, and then you can cast the invisibility on yourself.
I could just cast it. I've only got regeneration for another 45-ish minutes. So I want to get as much done before I have to recast that because I don't have a lot of scrolls for that.
Well,
So
that's my 2 cents.
yeah, I do think it would be a good idea to have the see invisibility up, but that can be anybody. We are kind of against the clock right now, though. So we got arcane repairs on the center floor that I can probably handle. We've got alchemical repairs on the top floor, and we've got mechanical in the bottom floor. I don't suppose anybody has ideas for how to fix any of this.
I'm only a shipwright. I really don't know.
We should find the port for high pressure cobbler injection and inject it straight into the core.
Gnomes did not make this crucible. This
Yes, I
is.
did.
Oh, the gnomes made
Yes,
the
they did.
crucible, but not the upper floor?
No. This whole thing is very heavy gnomish design.
Okay, I thought last week you mentioned that the work is not gnomish, but I might
That's the
also just be
private
misremembering.
sanctum.
Okay.
The private sanctum is distinctly no gnome influence. This has gnome all the fuck over it.
Okay. Dern, I don't suppose you're alchemically trained at all, are you?
No. However, I can trust in the guidance of the lore bard and just do stuff.
Oh God.
Um, we'll stick you for wherever we have the least idea, because that's going to be our best bet for guessing stuff.
Well, I got smith's tools and cook's tools. Alchemy's like cooking, right?
I suppose in some ways, yeah.
All right.
Sulfur, pepper, is like the same thing.
Yeah.
How much barbecue sauce is supposed to go in the injector again?
All of it.
Just add a pinch of salt. It'll work better.
I mean, yeah, it's
Eldrin,
just like cooking.
Eldrin, you're a wizard, right? Look around the room, make sure Eldrin's still here.
Yo, Eldrin, your ass still here?
I am
How's
here.
that? You're a wizard, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about correcting some misaligned balances of shit, what was it? Fire, lightning, ice, and vacuum. That sounds like properly wizardy stuff, right?
What? What are we talking about? What? What?
So I'm gonna need some help fixing the crucible, and one of the four main components has chambers of fire, earth, water, air, lightning, salt, vacuum, radiance, and ice. The fire's running hot, the lightning and ice are inactive, and the vacuum is a little bit over inactive. Are you confident you'd be able to at least rein that in a bit?
I wouldn't know until I looked at it.
Sounds like he
All right.
volunteered to me.
All right, we'll stick you on that. Um,
However, if I come out with all thumbs like you did, I'm leaving.
oh no, that was something else. Unfortunately, actually, maybe fortunately, Dern, you're a pretty tough guy, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about swimming to alchemical soup to fix mechanical issues?
There are some protections I'd want to put on myself first, but should be fine.
Very reasonable. Um, hmm. So Sinclair,
Mm.
if you can help uh, guide Dern through that, um, or Fea, one of you two. Then the other helps. I will remember Eldrin with the elemental realignment. I can poke and prod at the soup making at the top and see what's going on there.
Sure,
Sound like a
wherever
plan?
you need me.
That's kind of the problem. I don't know where I need people. Um. Here, idea. Uh, Gilbert, I would like to use. Where is my character sheet? Performance of creation to make little notebooks of the notes that we've thrown together for everyone to have as a copy and just cross-reference while they work. Is that something I can do?
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, so everyone gets their own little notebook for their work. All right, good plan. Probably not, but it's the best we have.
Well, it's more than we usually have, so
All right.
there's that.
So just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, Eldrin is heading to the elemental channeling chambers.
You cut off. Say again.
So as I understand this, Eldrin is heading to the elemental channeling chambers. Dern is heading to the pumps for the waste. And then who else is going where?
I guess I'm going with Dern.
All right. Yeah, one second here.
So, just before we all split off, whoever's going to be leading all the work in each area, I'll give a bardic inspiration to.
I can give you a D6 Bardic, and then Dern and Eladrin.
Yeah, I can give Dern and Eldrin a bardic, 'cause mine's a little bit stronger as a pure bard instead of a baby bard.
Yeah, but they can have both still.
2 is better than 1.
I guess.
All right. So Dern and Sinclair are heading to the pump of runoff and dangerous waste. Eldrin is going to the elemental channeling chambers. Who else is going where?
Well, does anybody need big, strong muscle?
We do also have a couple of
Uh,
potions of hill giant strength.
I could use one of my runes to give like a minute worth of advantages every 6 seconds, whatever that translates to.
You might want to give that to Dern, because Eldrin and I already have a fairly good training in that. Dern's job is likely to be more physical in nature, but having the extra bit of thinking power might not hurt.
I also got a rune to give advantage for Arcana checks.
That one
So give that to
I
Eladrin. Well, you already
Yeah,
have advantage
Arcana
right now
check.
because I'm concentrating on enhance ability for the next 45
yeah.
minutes.
Eldrin's
taking
gonna need that the most, probably.
Let's say I give that to Eldrin, then you both have advantage.
Hey, Gilbert, out of curiosity, given the time frame from the gnome's great prank on Dern and the condition of the alchemical furnace now, about how long will this last if maintenance doesn't get anywhere before it starts becoming a huge problem for everyone in the area?
I will require two things: an intelligence check and a wisdom check.
Intelligence. Intelligence 18 and wisdom is 5. Wait, intelligence ability check. That gets advantage. 21 and 5.
And your question was how long until this becomes a problem?
Yeah, like, do we have a matter of hours before we're looking at a alchemical meltdown, or is it going to be more like weeks or months?
At worst, you're looking at a couple hours. At best, maybe a fortnight. At absolute best.
All right, so we probably have a few days to a week to get this done. Well, I think our division of labor is fine, so let's get to it, question mark.
I guess I'll be looking over Thrak here while you guys go in.
Yeah, this is currently my division of labor. We've got one guy going to the elemental chambers, two guys going to the pumps, and I don't know where anyone else is going. Who's doing alchemical? Or let's see, Sleuth's typing.
Was I heading towards the pumps with Dern while giving Eladrin my Arcana rune?
Yes, as I understand it. This is the division of labor.
Oh, okay, go into the soup.
All right, Sinclair's going to soup. All right. And Faraday's also going to soup. Alrighty.
Yummy soup.
So, wait, hold on. What the fuck? Okay. So heading down to the pumps is Dern and Fea. Heading to the elemental channeling chambers is Eldrin, Sinclair, and Faradul. And heading to the alchemical admixture chamber is Anya. Is that correct?
As I understand it, yes.
Sounds fine to me.
Alrighty. So who do you guys want to start with?
Oh, why don't we just take them in order?
All right. Anya, you have 3 tanks of stuff now, one of which is labeled Essence of Cobbler. And you head up to the alchemical admixture chamber.
All right. Are the tanks full of soup like open topped, or are they just see-through but closed?
It looks like the top can be unscrewed.
Wonderful. I want to get samples of each of these soups and a little bit of the cobbler soup, and just start playing mad scientist until something looks like the stuff that's supposed to be pouring into the soup processors.
I'm sorry, run that by me again?
I'm spending the next 45 minutes or as much of it as I need to just playing mad scientist with little samples of the different soups in a bunch of little vials to try and make a small dose of the stuff that's supposed to go into the central, what the hell is it called? I will remember eventually. The crucible furnace.
All right. Give me a. Are you proficient with alchemy tools?
I am.
Okay, that will in fact
think,
make.
I've given you the fire rune to make you expertise, pretty much.
I think Eldrin's probably gonna need that more than me. 'Cause alchemy is a Arcana check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I already have expertise in that, so Eldrin's probably gonna need it more than I do.
Oh, you already got expertise in the tools? Because the tools expertise is different than the Arcana advantage rune.
Yeah, I don't need the Arcana advantage room because Sinclair has enhance ability on me.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was offering a different rune than that one.
yeah, and I already have expertise
Alright.
with Arcana, which alchemy uses. So,
Yeah,
Eldrin
but
is
he's
a
giving you expertise with the tool, not the Arcana.
would the
You don't have
second
expertise with the
help?
tool.
I mean, my understanding is if you have expertise in the tool, you count as being expert in the skill if you're using the tool to do the skill. But if it wasn't related to the tool, it wouldn't apply to the skill. Does that make sense?
So it uses proficiency of a tool as a niche for the parent skill.
Correct. So if you have expertise in using a set of tools, that means that if you had to make a check of any skill and the tool applied, you would count as an expert in the skill. So it is a more niche application of, say, enhance ability, which would just make you an expert. No, that just gives you advantage. Then a spell that would give you expertise in the skill itself.
But since I already have proficiency in Arcana, having expertise in the tool wouldn't help further, would it?
Not in anything that you're doing. It matters for stuff I'm doing.
Okay.
The fact that you have that checkbox is in fact very relevant. It's the difference between, like, oh yeah, I took high school chemistry and I am a chemist.
Well, shit, I guess I'll take it. So expertise with Arcana and
Well, not Arcana, just the tools.
I have expertise in Arcana, then you're also giving me expertise with alchemy tools.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, then yeah, I'll take that if it affects it like that. Alright, now that that's out of the way.
All right, give me that check.
Intelligence is at advantage
Oh,
against
by the way,
enhanced
do you have deionized water?
I can make it.
Okay.
32.
Okay. Well, I didn't actually expect that. So
Didn't, ex-
you. Hmm?
didn't expect the double expert with advantage to roll high.
No, he didn't expect the deionized water. Everybody forgets that one.
All right. There were certain niche situations I added to this, and I was not actually expecting to use it. So Anya, yes, uh, with your incredible expertise in this field, you go through here and test the various solutions, kind of going through. This takes about 30 minutes as you're kind of doing some speed alchemy here. And you find that the following mixture is useful: 4 drops of each of the 7 tanks, 2 drops of 2 of the empty tanks that have since been refilled, followed by 5 drops of tank 3 and 2 drops of tank 6, leaves you with a solution that would work pretty well. You would just need to inject it into the crucible. With one other detail. You must also, in order, you're still uncertain as to how. This part is actually revealed by the fucking being expert in the alchemy stuff at the same time. Because gnomish magic is, gnomish magic, and it just works differently for them. You must apply at least 3 generous squirts of essence of cobbler into this mixture before injecting it into the core.
All right. Fucking gnomes. Is there a way to shut off from, like to isolate this top floor and just play around with the buttons, lever, and dial to see what everything does?
There is not a mechanical way that the device provides. Although, given how it's kind of open top, I suppose you could just interfere with it getting into there.
Yeah, I can just like put a glass lining on the bottom bowl.
Alrighty. So how are you going to play around with this?
Well, mad science got me here so far. It worked for the gnomes. It's working for me. I'm going to start pulling. Let's see. I'm going to start with the red button.
Alright, there's a little squirt. I'm sorry, no, if you just start with the red button, nothing happens. You just hear ka-dunk,
Blue button.
ka-dunk.
From the same spot?
Yeah.
That's probably opening and closing one of the valves. Slowly spin the big dial to the right.
All right. Out of a section of the machine, moving along the tracks, you see this tiny little pewter painted gnome go waddling across the track, holding in its hands a thimble until it gets underneath the first tank.
Um, did the pewter gnome come from the direction of the thunk noise?
Yes, it came from inside the machine.
All right, I'll try the red button again then.
All right. There's a little squirt of liquid coming out of the first tank into the thimble.
Is that, would that constitute a drop?
It looks like a drop came out.
All right, blue button then.
The pipette sucks up the drop of liquid.
All right, I'll start turning the small dials left to right slowly then.
All right. The little gnome lifts up its hat, puts the thimble in, and pulls out a bigger thimble.
Just going off of the sizes, how much would each of these hold?
1 drop, 2 drop, and 7 drops.
Oh, that's convenient.
With your knowledge of alchemy, you would be aware of the fact that gnomes consider a squirt to be 7 drops.
Would 7 drops be a generous squirt by chance?
No.
All right.
That would be 2 squirts. Yes, I did build in gnome factoids as part of this puzzle in case Dern was involved. Social engineer the solution.
Yeah, I am gonna have to call Dern up for this once I figure out how everything works, just to double check my gnomish cultural understanding. But so what? Just turning the dials all the way swaps the thimble.
Yes. The 3 small dials, as you turn those, get the gnome to swap out for a different thimble.
All right.
You notice that after you turn it 3 times, the gnome heads back into the machine, a different gnome pops out.
Okay. And then I'll pull the big lever, see what that does.
You pull the big lever. You hear a shrink, and a bright light shines up from below through the cauldron.
Okay. Push the big lever back. Ooh, actually, can I make like a tinted glass in over the bright light to the point where it would be safe to look into that? Just set opacity to like 99.99%.
Well, you guys do have stained. Okay, I'd say that's probably something that you'd be aware of given your skill sets. Sure.
All right. I'll recast Detect Magic and just see if there's anything wrong with the Crucible Furnace. I'll remember what it's called eventually, just not today. That I can see from up here, just between general knowledge of how
Give me
this
a perception
works.
check.
Perception. All right.
There's a man in there, in the core. You think you see
Really?
like the silhouette of like a person if you're viewing them from the top in there.
A complete person, or
I mean, a pretty good chunk of a person. I mean, you can't see them perfectly from this. Just you don't have a good, angle. The aperture kind of covers a good chunk of it, but you think with the opacity, you think you might see a person in there.
how far, give or take?
Inside the crucible.
That's what, like 30 feet from where I am?
Yeah.
Non-magical object, size larger, smaller?
What?
Is the corpse a non-magical object, size larger, smaller? Can I animate the corpse and have it climb out?
Do you try?
I'm gonna cross-reference my notes before I do, see if there's any mention of a person inside of the definitely not a nuclear reactor.
Alrighty. And while you do that, I believe we'll move on to the next cluster. Given, time has passed. All right. So next up is Eldrin, Sinclair, Faradul.
Oh boy.
Sinclair and Eldrin, are you two present?
I'm here. What do you need?
Ruffles?
Fix the magic.
No, I'm waiting on the DM to tell me how to fix the magic. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I'm here. I was doing something. Sorry.
All good. All right. So you guys are on the main floor here. You can see the crucible in the middle, along with a series of metallic tubes connecting it to, a couple of different, metal balls off to the sides.
All right.
From what Anya has told you, each one of these elemental channeling chambers is attuned. Well, they're each attuned to the elemental planes of fire, earth, water, air, lightning, salt, vacuum, radiance, and ice. So a few of those are, in fact, para-elemental planes. And based on the notes you were given, the fire one is running hot, the lightning one is inactive, the ice one is inactive, and the vacuum one is, and this one kind of stretches your brain a little bit, overactive. It is extra negative on the pressure.
Okay. So what do I need to do to check it? Arcana or history or?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check as you look over one of these chambers. Out of curiosity, which one do you want to do? Which one are you starting with?
I'm gonna start with the fire one since it is working. It's just running high.
Don't forget about phase rune.
Yeah, that gives me advantage, right?
In Arcana.
Awesome. Well, I know all.
All right. So yeah, you look over it. You understand that if you, there are, and you have the notes to compare this to, that there are two ways that you can attempt to correct a problem with these chambers. You can attempt to correct it externally, which, based on the notes, is going to be rather difficult. Or if you place your hand on the elemental rune, fix it from the inside. It's worth noting that the notes that were copied, fix is in air quotes.
Actually, wouldn't it be written quotes if they're on the notes?
You know what I? Shut up. You know what I meant.
No, they're written in there.
No, they wrote air quotes in parentheses before the word,
Ah,
and then put quotes around the word fix. Literal air quotes.
All right.
So you guys putting your hand on there?
Yes, I am. Yes.
All right. Anyone else put their hand on the fire rune?
Sure.
All right. Sinclair?
I'll stay out in case something goes horribly wrong.
Okay. So, you two. Eldrin and Faradul.
Mm-hmm.
You two, feel yourselves shifted through the metal and into a demiplane. You stand atop what looks to be rock approaching its melting point. Magma surrounds you, fires burn. And in addition to this inner sphere being the kind of dome around it is covered in arcane sigils of rather immense size. Burning brightly and swirling about in front of you, you see this. It looks particularly unhappy. And you should roll for initiative
Oh.
as this thing burns aggressively.
Oop, that's the wrong one.
Eldrin? Oh, no, I see your niche.
Wonder how useful my Shard of the Ice Rune would have been.
I mean, yeah.
Just cast Sleet Storm on it. Wonder how.
All right, Faradul.
I I try to talk to it like, "Hello, do you understand us?" And I want to see if he or it really reacts to that, or is it just kind of just like fire being fire?
Well, it has that angry face, and you ask if it can understand you, and it just responds with burn.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, that go to attack it with my hammer. Never attacked fire with a hammer before, so this should be interesting.
Well, that hits the fire 3 times.
Okay. Damage to the fire?
Yeah, it looks like it damages the fire.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Very cool. Very
Actually,
cool.
no,
Very
very
cool.
hot.
That's true. So, here's what we'll do. Legendary action. Heat wave. This swirling pillar of flame creates a burst of heat and
Hot.
in contact with metal Faradul. Eldrin, are you wearing anything metal? Carrying any metal
No.
weapons? All right.
I mean, I have a short sword.
That would count.
Yeah, I have
So, the two of you take 4 points of fire damage,
All right.
and I need Constitution saving throws from the two of you. Oh, out of curiosity, are either of you, one of you, resistant to or immune to fire damage?
Sadly, no.
Okay, I need a Constitution saving throw for the two of you.
16.
16.
Hang on.
Huh. So apparently, the fucking bookish wizard survives a heat wave better than the barbarian does. Faradul, you have gained a level of exhaustion.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's not good.
Eldrin, your move.
I am going to cast a spell. Wall of Ice.
Mm-hmm.
It makes 10 by 10 sheets of ice. And as long as they're touching each other, I can stack them and build them how I want. So I am going to encircle this thing in blocks of ice. And it does 12d something cold damage. I gotta see that final part.
Eldrin cast baby jail.
Yeah, I know. Ice jail. I know. On a fire monster. So it'll take damage as he thaws. Yeah, 10d6 cold damage. Yeah.
Right. Does it have to make a con save against the damage or
Deck save.
deck save?
I'm building it around it. Just gotta have a deck save. Well, shit. It has advantage and a third. Wow. I couldn't
Yeah.
stop it from doing that. Yeah, okay. So
It's been a while since we've had this stat block in play. Thank you, Underdark.
Ah,
My vengeance is at hand.
I'm not even there.
Sadly. Imix, who's also in my book of grudges.
33 points of cold damage. Well, he takes half of that. Save for half.
Mm-hmm. All
But
right,
there is
yeah.
still a 10 by 10 wall around the ice around it.
Yeah, you just put that right up between him and Faradul.
Yeah.
You can see the light kind of burning through it, all distorted like.
Fine. That's all well and good.
And indeed, you do see that it looks like the cold damage was particularly effective. Anything else?
No, that's all I can do.
All right. End of your turn. Heat wave. All right, you guys each take 5 points of fire damage. And oddly enough, heat wave doesn't affect the ice, which is funny, but all right, and I need con saves from the two of you.
Right.
Why?
Oh, come on.
Oh, we had a. I don't have a metal weapon. I'd have dropped my weapon this time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, if it burned me the last time, I don't need it to cast the spell. I'd have dropped that motherfucker.
Generally mention that, but okay. All good. Yeah, so you take 5 points of fire damage and another level exhaustion, Faradul.
There.
Ow! Just oh, you can't drop your axe. You need it to fight.
And that's the legendary action there. Its turn. All right, what does he do? Ooh, does this require line of sight? Huh. um a yeah, so sheets of fire just rain down on the space around you guys, hitting some of these panels of ice and hitting you guys. I need dexterity saving throws from the two of you.
Oh, come on.
Man, what is tonight? Fuck you, Faradul, the RPG game.
Roasted almonds, apparently.
Dry roasted.
Text notes, proficient in forgery kit. Faradul's got a last will and
So you
testament
guys
now.
both fail, and you guys take 26 points of fire damage.
No exhaustion, right?
No exhaustion.
Okay, good. I can deal with damage. I can't deal with exhaustion.
Hey, mister, how does the spell you cast interact with being hit by fire?
I don't know. I'm looking it up. I have no idea. I am looking at the spell up. Hold on.
What spell? Wall of Ice?
Yeah. Has an AC 12 and 30 hit points. The wall is an object that can be damaged and thus breached. It has an AC 12 and 30 hit points per 10-foot section and is vulnerable to fire damage. Reducing a 10-foot section wall to 0 hit points destroys it and leaves behind a sheet of frigid air in the space occupied. A creature moving through the sheet of frigid air the first time must make a Constitution saving throw or take 5d6 cold damage on a half.
All
On a
right.
fail, yeah.
So it looks like then it hit you guys with the fire and melted the front face of your ice prison that you put it in.
You're right.
All right, that's its turn. Faradul. Oh, Sinclair, you can hear the sounds of like angry furnace noises coming from this thing now that they've entered it. Sinclair?
Sinclair.
All right. That is 2 hits.
Fuck you, fire.
As you pound into the fire with your hammer. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right. End of your turn. Imix glares at you and causes you to combust. I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Of course. Hey, finally.
Okay, that passes for half, and you don't.
And I don't what?
Oh, you don't actually light on fire. You just get burned badly.
Oh, okay.
Half of 65 points of fire damage.
Yeah, that's a little spicy.
Indeed, it is. That's the end of its turn. Not its turn. That's the end of its legendary action. Eldrin.
Let me. I'm going to synaptic static it. Give me it save.
Huh. Psychological burn. Okay.
I mean, you didn't say it was against immune to psychic damage. We'll see.
That's true. 16?
That's a fail.
Is it immune to cold or something?
No, it's vulnerable to it.
Hmm.
All right. With that bit of psychic damage, you can see that, well, he's no longer burning as bright. His size reduces a bit, and he's burning less vividly. You can feel the temperature in the room drop rather substantially. As the machine shunts you out of it. You guys appear back in the main chamber. Sinclair's right there. Some of you more badly burnt than before.
Just little bits of steam and shit coming off me. Like, ugh.
Indeed. And I will actually need to step away for a moment. Excuse me.
Roger.
That was an illuminating experience.
I mean, I even had a thing queued up for should you guys have followed there.
Oh, well, just show it anyway. I'm curious. Ah.
Oh God.
Classy.
He has way too much fun with that.
Way too much fun. So I'm assuming we got the fire room back in check because we toned down the fire.
Probably.
I wonder if we have to. That just points out that I don't have a lot of different types of spells of different kinds. Most of my spells are fire based. Or yeah, most of the ones I took are fire based.
I mean, even
Or
with just
physical
partial repairs, we're probably buying time before we get some horrific meltdown. I think the more we get done, the more time we're going to have to fix this.
I mean, I'm still thinking we should go back in there and pick a fight with that Tarrasque.
That's the battery for this.
Just to say we did.
That sounds like a great way of having this whole thing explode because it doesn't have enough power to contain itself.
But we'll go out as fucking legends, man. Get a drink
There's
named after us.
there's going to be nobody to remember those legends because we will be in a crater probably the size of the country. We are using a walking apocalypse to power an alchemical reactor with a bunch of people who have the equivalent of like middle school to high school diplomas and two people who actually know what they're doing. giving them notes.
I'll be right back. I am returned.
Welcome back.
Oh, you said he is returned, so you say hello, returned.
All right, gentlemen, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
How's everyone doing?
I'm all
Good.
right. You?
I've got pie and ice cream, so I'm doing pretty good.
Oh.
And we've split the party and nobody's died yet, so we're doing pretty good too.
Well, yeah. It's not like the goal was completely subdue Imix.
Well, yeah, don't you know you
Bad.
always split the party?
All right. So, Sinclair, Faradul, and Eldrin, you guys are outside of the chamber of fire elemental channeling stuff.
So is now the fire thing working?
Yes, you can see that the temperature has begun to cool off, and it's at a appropriate temperature now that you've fixed the furnace.
Ah, yes, by beating the bejesus out of it.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. But okay, so there are 3 extra elements. So who's going into the next one with me?
Hold on, I need to do some healing here. Uno
Well,
moment.
I know that's why I passed over you. The fire guy kind of beat your ass, so I was
Ah,
gonna pick somebody else to take with me this time. Because for some reason he was burning us if we had any metal, and you continued to hold your axe and get hit. So
because
I,
I
I
don't
want
feel like
somebody
pushing the
else.
fire guy.
I want somebody else to come with me. Somebody that's not that's more mentally capable.
Right.
Man, you do most of the work percussive maintenancing the furnace, and he has the gall to call you stupid.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I come out just a little singed. He come out looking like, he spent time in the oven. I mean, like he's half Jewish. I mean, so.
God damn! All right, yeah, oh my god, the furnace.
I'm sorry, that was a little louder. I'm sorry. I
The
don't know
the
where that.
furnace
I
the
don't know
furnace
how
is
I thought
broken
that.
again and sucks Eldrin back in. Imix
I'm
wants round
sorry,
2,
no,
motherfucker.
seriously, I'm sorry, y'all, if that was overstep. I don't know where that came from. I
All right,
just
all right, all right.
heard oven and thought.
All right, all
that
right.
was
Let's refocus here.
all right,
So
all right.
you have the
So
lightning
anyway, I'm
channeling
trying to.
chamber, ice, and
Yes.
vacuum.
Okay. So who's left? Can I take Faya with me this time instead of Faradul, or is Faya not there? Who's still here?
Faye's down below you in the pit that has the
With yeah, he's with
yeah.
Dern and Anya, right? So it's me, Sinclair, and Faradul. Okay, so I guess it is you again, Faradul.
Yay. Hold on, I just need to do some healing.
It's just inactive. That means we have to go in there, probably throw some fire around. I mean, some lightning around. Break open some stuff. Possibly free a lightning elemental. Things like that.
Oh yeah, just things like that.
I mean, that's what I'm assuming. The fire elemental had gotten overheated, and so he had to be tamed. So if the lightning's inactive, that means there's a lightning elemental we have to free or recharge or something.
A little bit of sparky, sparky, boom, boom.
You just go in there and there's this really depressed, like, lightning elemental drinking a beer bottle because he had a bad breakup with his wife.
The thunder goddess, and we have to get him back together.
His wife, the ice elemental, and she's also depressed about it. That's why lightning and ice are both inactive.
Oh God.
Well, I did
Couples
my heal.
therapy.
Can't do anything about the exhaustion, but no, that's something I'll take care of later. I put my hand on the. What are we gonna do? Lightning or eyes?
We're doing lightning next.
I put my hand on the lightning rune.
I mean, you have a thunder hammer, so this should be good.
Or this is gonna be really bad.
Eh.
It'll be something.
It will be something.
All right, Gilbert, we're going into the thunder rune.
All right, you place your hand on it and you find yourself in this little demi-plane. The sphere around you is covered in arcane sigils. And dead ahead, you see a very, very depressed looking storm cloud, just kind of swirling.
Oh, God, it is therapy. I don't have the charisma for this.
What is charisma?
I mean, I'm not the people person. Hello?
Okay, goofy language aside, you do see this swirling morass of cloud, but it's not as dark as you typically associate, a storm cloud to be. You can kind of see a bit of a silver lining and everything.
Nah.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I had several of these prepared for this. I suffered thinking of it, so you'll suffer playing it.
All right. I may have to do something drastic here. Let me check something.
I know what would fix this.
I mean, I could cast I don't know if I cast a chain lightning into the clouds if that would help.
Only one way to find out.
I mean, yeah, that's okay. Okay, yeah, so that won't work. All right, let's do do you think we should feed the lightning cloud thunder?
I mean, that sounds like a option. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with the cloud.
I don't either. So I'm gonna cast lightning bolt. Wait, let me ask the question first. Is this technically outside or is it inside? Like for the spell control weather, I can make a small cloud set of clouds into a big storm, and I just wanted to know if that would work inside this demi plane.
Well, you are in a demi-plane. Well, I don't know how it would apply to other demi-planes. I do know in this case, yes, that is a valid use of the spell.
Ah, good. Then that is what I am going to do. I am going to cast the spells, control weather, and make the storm bigger. Make sure I get plenty of lightning going. Oh, and Faradul,
Yes,
could you do me a favor?
maybe.
Did you hold your axe in the air real high? Thanks.
I
It's a
am the
hammer.
power.
Oh, it's a hammer. Okay.
I've
I
actually
wanted
heard
to
that
use him
hammers
as
work better for this sort of thing.
I wanted him to be a lightning rod. Yeah, that.
Ah, yes, the lightning hammer. Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, I wanted him to do that because I was making the clouds bigger. I wanted him to give
Well,
it a
I
jump.
can do that. Oh, but I mean, I can't just shoot lightning. But it still looks cool, so I do it.
All right, control weather. Concentration up to 8 hours.
Hopefully, once I get.
All right. So you cast the spell, and you're trying to turn this into a storm. All right. Roll a 4d. Sorry, a 1d4 times 10.
Is that right?
All right. Yeah. So this will take about 20 minutes of you focusing on it and getting this thing pumped up. Turn on the weather.
I'm hoping once we get it going, it'll stay on its own.
Indeed, though. The 20 minutes pass of you concentrating on the spell as the winds pick up and you can see the kind of the storm elemental in the middle. It grows darker and lightning begins to crackle amongst itself until eventually bolts of lightning begin arcing out and striking at the edges of this warded demiplane. And I need a dexterity saving throw from the two of you.
Oh, crap.
As the lightning kind of lashes out.
Yeah.
As you both fail.
By the same amount.
And take 27 points of lightning damage as the machine shunts you out of the chamber and back into the main room.
Once again, I leave the demiplane smoking.
All right, then.
Poor fucking Faradul over here.
We're doing good, Faradul. We're doing good. We got one more left. No, we got two more left.
Yeah, two more. I licked my fingers and I put out some hair that was on fire. All right, let's get to it.
Erdo's biggest takeaway is going to be that almonds aren't mean like everything else is.
Yeah, almonds are nice and calm.
All right.
Almonds haven't set me on fire yet.
All right.
Faradul's list of what almonds haven't done to him, the rest of life has.
It'd be a long
All right.
list.
All right. You guys want to do, hey, Ruffles, you back? You here? Damn, he did. All right.
Oh, God.
Eldrin and Faradul. Ice or vacuum?
Ice.
Ice, I guess. We going into the ice room.
All right. So you pop into the ice room. Inside of the spherical warded demiplane, you see tropical beach with an umbrella and some drinks and a
That's
water
not
elemental
good.
sitting there drinking these drinks with little umbrellas in them.
Oh, crud.
Well, so I gotta walk over to the water elemental. I take up one of the drinks and go, "Hey, how's it going?"
Dude, I'm just like hanging out here, man.
Yeah, hey man. You see, that's great and all, but vacation's over, man. And I down the drink that I have in hand.
Dude, that's like not cool.
Actually, yeah, but we need you to be cool, so get to work there, mate. And I just push. I take all the drinks that are on like the table and just kind of spill them onto him.
Oh, no!
He's pulled aggro, run!
Trying to get him to fight. Get him back cold. Get angry. You know he may kill us, right? Or you, anyway. I'm pretty sure I'll survive.
Sorry, just fucking lead up to that.
Walks over, time to go back to sleep. What you gonna do about it? Get to work.
Not really.
Here we are. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can see the water begin to coagulate into ice. You know, dude, that was like not very cool of you. As he goes to attack.
I know, man. Like totally heinous.
Oh no.
All right, so let's see. That means the order is this dude, then Eldrin, then Faradul.
Oh god.
All right. Well, yeah, You see a blizzard whip up around this thing, and it is now heavily obscured, even from you who are close to it.
Oh shit.
All right. I consider this mission accomplished.
How do we get out of here though?
Eldrin,
Huh?
Eldrin, your move.
Oh shit. How do we get out of here now? Cause we know once it starts doing what it's doing, we'll get thrown out anyway.
Yeah, so we just make him mad. Don't beat on it.
Okay, so we don't beat on it.
Make it angry. Just make it angry and keep it angry.
Make it angry. All right, I'm gonna insult it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk about its mother. And its lack of upbringing.
Your mother was hot. How dare you? She was a nice elemental.
All right, so you're just going to taunt it as your turn?
Yeah, because we know how this goes. Once we've learned enough. Once he gets full strength, they throw us out of the system automatically boots us out.
Maybe after taking a little bit of
Well-
damage, but it's fine.
Yeah,
Well, you know
we'll
what?
take a little damage, but yeah.
You know what, Eldrin? It took that personally. It gives you a cold stare. 31.
Well, I mean, if it's hitting me with something, of course.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna
You,
hit.
you see a ray of cold energy shoot out at you from this blizzard.
This whole section of the reactor is just an excuse for Gilbert to make puns for half an hour.
I know. All right, give me
18 points of cold
Ow!
damage.
Fucking hell! Ow, bitch! Take a joke. Fuck. We booted out yet? Shit!
No, Faradul.
Son of a bitch! I'm teleporting home next turn. Shit.
Faradul, your move.
I run into the blizzard trying to tackle him, saying that line in the cheesiest accent I got. Tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming.
This is...
Okay, everybody. Chill.
I
Very-
see
Attack
what you
rolls,
did
trying to
there.
grapple him or something?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're trying to, are you trying to grapple him or trying to hit him?
Yeah, I'm trying to grapple him.
All right. So, give me a strength athletics check.
Disadvantage or normal or
Yeah, I think this should be normal.
nope, okay.
Yeah. You grab hold of him.
I just start kind of just like flinging them around, trying to get him really angry.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Cool.
Yep, that's the point.
He gives you the cold shoulder
Literally.
as he shoots another ray at you.
At me? He's the one holding him. Why is he shooting at me?
I'm sorry, he's shooting at Faradul, who's given the cold shoulder. 21 hit you, Faradul.
Yeah, it just does.
I mean, he doesn't look like he could even miss. Shit.
At this point, looks like Faradul's experiencing the icy hot.
No, the hottie ice.
All
Earthy
right.
freeze.
The other way around.
And so, at the start of its turn, the blizzard gets bigger, the water freezes, the beach umbrellas and all that it's all covered in snow now, and you get shunted out of the machine.
Hey, we're getting good at this.
Poor fucking Faradul. He's just getting his ass kicked everywhere he goes.
No, but this time it actually feels better. All that really hot, like burning skin feeling is now just being dulled by the cool.
Yeah, until the skin dries out and like it's really uncomfortable.
I need to take some healing potions before we do anything else. How many do we have?
How many do you need?
I am low. I need hit points.
I'll give you 10 hit potions of healing.
Okay, what are they? 2d4 plus 2?
Indeed.
That's awesome. That's some great rolls. That's some great rolls.
I think I found a page out of Faradul's Guide to Dealing with Elementals.
Who the fuck would do that to a cat? That's a dick move.
All right. So, Faradol.
Let's do the vacuum. This gonna
Now,
suck.
wait. The vacuum is over vacuum.
Yes, it's overly vacuuming.
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
I
Vacuum's
just,
cleaning too much.
I know. You fucking
Okay.
stole my line, though, you rat bastard. I was
What?
prepared for that pun.
All right.
Put
So
my
we
hand on the
touched.
paint.
Yeah, we touched the final one.
All right. So, you find yourselves inside of a demiplane with large spherical edges, warded with arcane sigils. Across the way, you see a large red button. A single metal beam stretches from the platform you stand on to this button. And between you and this button is an obstacle course. Also, there's no air, and you can feel you're, starting to die of depressurization. Yay, Rollinish!
Yay!
By
I
the
thought
way,
we
what are
would-
your guys' con mods?
+9.
Mister?
Huh?
I need your Anish.
Oh, sorry. Okey-dokey.
Not that we would necessarily know with a medieval-ish technology, but doesn't depressurization in a true vacuum take like less than a minute?
Yeah.
Better hurry.
All right. Also, there is a plaque on the ground in front of you. Do either of you read Gnomish?
Yes,
Negative.
I do read Gnomish.
All right. It reads, "Fall off side to not die."
Okay, I fall offside to not die.
And you get yeeted out of the machine. You feel pressure restore to your body as you are now outside of the vacuum chamber.
Is it still messed up?
It's still messed up. Faradol, your buddy just threw himself off the side and disappeared.
All right. I take out my eagle whistle. I blow into the eagle whistle to fly past this obstacle course to hit the button.
All right. Yeah, you fly around the obstacle course to the button. Given the movement speed, you'd be able to make it. And you just hit the button.
Yeah.
You hear a magical voice kind of emanate from the button. Well, that's not very sporting. As you get yeeted out of the machine.
Good job, Faradol. I knew you could handle it. And look, this time you are not smoking when you come out.
Oh, air.
Oh,
Is
it
it
wasn't
working?
that bad. Is it
It
working?
is working.
Oh, good.
Good job. All right. Mission
Woohoo.
complete. Yeah.
All right.
We can switch to team 2 now. Team 1 is done.
Team 3.
You
Yeah,
were team
we
2.
are team 3.
Well, I guess Anya alone doesn't make much of a team.
Well, no, because you rewrote the word team to have an I in it, so there is an I in team, and it is you.
You know what? You're right, and I have 2 eyes. Actually, 4 if you count my simulacrum. So
Yeah.
I am a team.
All right. So, Dern and Fea. You guys here?
Yeah.
I suppose so.
All right. Well, your other companions fix the reactor in other places. You two have been sent down to the pump level. You can see this horrid smelling technicolor vomit of liquids bubbling in this, well, pit. As you guys are now standing kind of at the edge of it on a little platform at the bottom of a gantry. You can see the pumps 20 feet away from you, attempting to pump, but apparently having some trouble because the liquid levels haven't dropped very much. They're still bubbling, they're still fuming, and you can see that there's these like weird suction, almost belches coming from beneath the surface, where Anya has diagnosed that there is some kind of clog.
Okay, where is the pump output?
Give me an investigation check. You can't find it.
So it's sucking up from the pool and going somewhere.
Correct.
I might as well take a look too.
Give me an investigation check.
I'm a little better.
It looks like there's a well, it looks like it connects to that network of other pipes and goes somewhere outside of this chamber. Possibly into the earth, possibly into another room. You're not entirely certain.
Okay. Next question. Is it possible to disconnect the pump's outlet pipe? Like, is it just screwed in?
You don't think so.
Also, they welded it.
Yes.
Right? Is there an access hatch on the side of the pump to access the impeller? Like, how far can I take this thing apart, basically?
It's of gnomish design. Do you want to risk it?
Yes.
Well, I suppose the question is, how do you intend to get to it? There's 20 feet of weird magic alchemic goop between you and it.
Does this goop count as a poison?
Probably.
I resist that.
Yeah.
To one of my runes.
All right. So obviously we have to go down and remove the clogs manually. And there are these depressions in the liquid that are indicating where the clogs are.
Indeed. There's these little suctiony belches.
Yeah. Okay. So the pumps are stuck on, they can't be disassembled, and we can't run them in reverse. I'm assuming there's like no button like labeled reverse on them.
No, that would make too much sense. This isn't dwarven engineering. This is gnomish engineering. There is an emergency cobbler station though.
Yeah, all gnomish engineering is centered around cobbler.
Yeah, it's the pumps are probably like utilizing cobbler to like run the pumps. Okay. How big is this pool?
The pool is it's 20 feet from you to the thing. This is large, so Yeah, 20 feet to the pump, including the pump and the diameter. It's about 60 feet, 50, 20, 50 feet in diameter. This whole pool.
Okay. That's a bit too big then for this approach. Is the pool set into the ground, or is this like a tank stand, like where we're standing next to a tank?
The pool is set into the ground, so it's a little more like a sewage cistern.
Okay. All right. Well, first things first. I'm going to cast protection from poison on myself. Fea, do you need that?
What does it do? Because I already have resistance and to poison and advantage on saves versus poison.
Oh, that's what it does.
Okay.
So, okay, you don't get that.
Yeah, right here. Pump and runoff, dangerous waste, danger, alchemical liquids and fumes, magical hazards.
Yeah. So the other thing is I'm going to cast freedom of movement on myself and on Fea. The big thing with this is being underwater imposes no penalties on movement or attacks. So we basically can move at full speed underwater.
Very nice.
How full is the pool?
It is right at the lip of the gantry that you're at.
Okay. Now, this being gnomish engineering, is there a floor drain for if the pool overflows?
Yes. Obviously. It's the only thing that would make sense.
Right, okay. Let's go make sure that is not clogged first, because that's our safety right there. Because when we jump in, we're going to displace some of this liquid and it has to go somewhere.
So clarifying, you're planning on jumping in and then making sure that the displaced liquid is.
I never said that was
down.
my plan.
Oh,
I said I'm checking the safety systems first before fucking with the hazardous waste.
And the safety system, we're talking the same kind of drain that you'd see on like your sink or your bathtub.
More like the floor of your basement.
Basically a thumb pump if I'm...
It's basically a grate that runs to a pipe that goes into a gravel bed under the foundation to let water and shit drain out.
Alrighty.
I'm assuming there is one. Is there one? Like would not put it past these gnomes who have skimped on this.
All right, you scan the area, and you're not seeing a sign of it.
Okay, so there is no floor drain.
Correct. I thought you meant like a different kind of floor drain than the one you meant.
Yeah, no. Out not in the tank, but outside the tank. Okay.
Oh, the tank is a straight up pit.
Yes, but you said it's at the very lip, so I was looking around here, not in the pit, but around out here, so that if the pit overflows, where does the liquid go?
I gotcha. Okay.
Okay, well that removes that option from us. Because I had a thing where I could just start. I had a thing where I could start just dumping large quantities of water into the pit to start diluting the waste, make it safer. Okay. Well, I guess I take in, hold a nice big breath, and I jump in. Like aiming to jump into where the drain is. Like where one of those sucking areas is.
All right, you jump in. Faye, you jumping in too?
Yep. Same thing he does.
All right, you two jump into the same spot. I need Constitution saving throws from the both of you as you land into gnomish radioactive waste.
Is this against poison?
This is not.
Is this against disease?
Nope.
Okay.
Magical
I got-
tomfuckery.
I got his aura, right?
Yes. Okay, during that fails. Fea. That passes.
I rolled a 1 and I passed.
Yes. Yes, you do. All right. Give me a D100 as I consult the living things table.
Oh boy, this is fun.
Ooh, a 12. Roll a D10.
A D10. All right.
Yep. You shrink 5 inches.
Okay.
Is Dern even over a foot tall anymore?
Yes, he was originally 1'7". He is now 1'2".
he's, he's just this little dude.
He is exactly 15 inches tall.
Just a little guy.
Oh, this is wonderful. All right. But yes, you are both in the liquid as you swim down.
Uh-huh.
All right. And you're trying to feel around for the drain?
We can't see it.
Not really well. The liquid is kind of, tinted of many colors.
Then yeah, I guess we're poking around.
The best way I could describe it is it looks like you're looking through like some kind of hippie glasses where depending on what direction you look, you're looking through a different filtered lens. It's very trippy to look at.
Uh-huh.
Gilbert,
Yes, Luth?
my magic doohickey thing is still keeping the pump running, right?
Yeah,
So that should be disturbing the water if that helps them find it.
it
Well,
does.
not water, but the alchemy soup.
All right. Actually, that's part of the reason they don't need to make the check. Yeah, you guys kind of swim in there and find it. You see that there's some kind of mass.
You cut off.
In the
Say
drain
again.
pipe. Oh, you see that there is a weird lumpy mass stuck in the drain pipe.
Describe weird.
Like something big and like fleshy is stuck in the pipe.
Is it alive?
Give me a perception check.
I'll roll 2.
Dern, you're not certain what that is. Fea, that's a big sack.
Dang. Wonder what kind of creature has a sack this big.
No, not that kind of sack.
It's like what, a Balchinian that's upside down? I mean,
Well, it looks like there's a big sack stuck in the drain.
I grab it and I yoink it.
I help him.
All right, each of you give me a strength athletics check.
Nah, I don't like a 5. I'm lucky like that.
All right, you pull it free as the liquid begins to flow more freely.
How many pumps are there?
There's 4 pumps working on that big pump platform. They're all just kind of set up as to work as one big thing, though. And there are 4 drainage pipes.
Ah, so they're not like connected to each other.
Correct.
Okay.
Time to move to the next pipe.
Yes. We walk over to the next pipe and repeat pulling out the sack.
Alrighty. You move to the next pipe. Swimming over there, you can see it. There's not a sack blocking this one. It's well, it looks like an arm. A large arm is just stuck. Base of it in the pipe. The hand is just sticking up.
Well, it looks like it comes with a handle to remove it then.
All right, and as you guys are getting close there, you're still submerged in gnomish toxic magic waste. I need con saves from the 2 of you.
Oh my god.
As no funny effects happen to the both of you. Darn. All right, give me a strength athletics check to pull that thing out.
Both of us, or even though we're both working on it?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't like it. 32.
Just pick a bigger number. I don't get it.
All right, you guys pull this giant arm free. You can see it's got metal bones sticking out of the stump, and the drainage continues.
On to the next hole.
All right, you guys swim over to the next one. I need another con save as you spend time submerged in the goop. As nothing fun happens to the 2 of you. And you. All right. This one has a plunger being pulled into it.
Oh.
Which way? Is it plunging or is it?
The plunger is stuck in the plunging motion. You can see the pressure of the pump trying to pump causing the plunger to plunge.
Well, I mean, okay.
Well, I guess we just gotta unplunge this plunger.
Yeah. We don't even have to pull that hard for this one. Just take like a little crossbow bolt, which I have. Just kind of jab it at the edge where it meets the ground until you break the seal.
Indeed. It doesn't even require a check as you just pull the plunger free.
Trust me, this is a gnomish cultural weapon. We know how to handle these.
Of course, of course. All right. And on to the 4th one.
Have you ever seen a bald gnome?
No?
Exactly.
As you guys move on to the 4th one, I assume.
I don't know. Maybe we'll give up. Yeah, of course.
Alrighty. I need one more con save from the 2 of you as you continue to saturate yourselves in this liquid.
I don't know. It's kind of nice. Kind of tingly. We should open a day spa down here.
Almost
Alrighty.
makes me thirsty.
Oh man, okay, now I just got that Futurama drink stuck in my head. Was it Schlurm or something like that?
Worm.
Schlurm. Alrighty. And stuck in this one, it is another sack.
Well,
got
let's
two
get to
sacks.
yoinking.
As you guys pull the sack free. You guys gonna hang out here, try to swim down the pipe?
Reclog it.
Yeah, it undoes all of our hard work.
I mean, Feo would reclog it. At this point, I think Dern would fit. Fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, his ass.
Yeah. No, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Be careful, Dern. You might get pumped in.
I climb out of the pool.
Indeed, as you guys climb out of the pool, soaked in weird, gnomish radioactive waste.
I check it off like a doc.
Very cool. I need one more con save from the two of you. Damn it. All right. But yeah, Dern is even shorter than he was.
He doesn't notice.
Hey, Fea, you think he got bigger? All right. That concludes you guys, which just leaves Anya, who I believe is the last to finish and also the one who needs Dern for his cultural gnome knowledge.
Yeah. But before I go to Dern, I was checking the notes for any reference of a body inside of the whatchamacallit.
No, the only notes about bodies inside the crucible is that you should really, 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 really not put bodies in the reactor.
All right. Where was my? I will use an animating performance and animate the body, and I'll take the glass lining off of this and just drop a chain down for it to climb up.
So the aperture is not that big, and you try to animating performance the body doesn't move.
Is the body magical?
You're not detecting it.
All right, I'll pop it in the back of the head, or whichever side of the head is on top with the chain, see if it does anything.
You drop the chain on its head, threading it through the cauldron. It doesn't react, although your chain
I,
begins to melt.
I'm holding onto the chain. I'm just tapping it on the back of the head from the cauldron.
Yeah, and your chain is beginning to melt.
Hmm. Um, as in the melting part is climbing up the chain if I stop feeding it in, or?
Yeah, the area that is inside the crucible is melting.
All right, I will pull the chain out and put that into the big glass bowl I have and let it melt there.
Alrighty.
All right. I think now's a good time to go get Dern. I'm just gonna wash the chain for a minute, make sure nothing weird happens with it. Assuming nothing weird happens with the chain. The lever is pushed back to closed, right?
Yes.
All right. I will go find Dern then, and I'll start looking in the basement. I probably took the longest out of all of the people.
Yes. Dern, are you trying not to be found at all?
Nah, just hanging out with Faya.
Hey, Dern, I need a bit of cultural expertise with gnomes, just to double check some math I'm doing. Can you come up to the top with me for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. Then I will lead Dern up.
I follow the
And
feed.
yeah. So buttons, dials, lever opens and closes something. Big dial moves a little pewter gnome around. It's got a thimble. Small dials change the size of the thimble. And we need, what was it? Flip through my notes, flip through my notes, flip through my notes. How long ago did I write these notes? All right, we need 4 drops from each tank. 2 drops from that and that tank that were previously empty. 5 drops from tank 3, 2 drops from tank 6, and then inject them all into the crucible with at least 3 generous squirts of the essence of cobbler. What I really need help with is the generous squirts. So there's not a very clear translation from drops to generous squirts.
Ah, well, a gnomish squirt is equivalent to 7 gnomish drops. A generous squirt is 2 gnomish squirts. And a heavy squirt is 7 gnomish squirts.
Do gnomes just use a base 7 mathematics system?
Yeah, of course we do. It's the only one that makes sense. What do you use?
Well, that's not really a fair question. I got raised by elves, at least partially, and they're fucking weird with a base 10.
Ugh.
Except for the one drow that used a base 12. Or was it no, it was 13. That's one. That was a really weird one.
Yeah, Elvish math is weird and wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, the rest of it seems pretty straightforward. What's the problem?
I just needed to double check the numbers, and there's also a body that I am very sure is not supposed to be in the cauldron. And I tried to
Okay.
animate it. It's not an object, which means it might be a creature.
So why don't we just pull it out?
I tried with the chain, but it's in too much of the soup that's in there, and the chain dissolved. And I'll gesture over to the partially or completely dissolved chain at this point.
Dern shrugs, goes over to the cauldron, and it just leans down into it to grab the body out.
The body's not in the cauldron. The body's in the crucible. The cauldron has a hatch at the bottom that drops directly into the crucible.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's not a problem anymore.
It hasn't disintegrated, which means it's going to get in the way. At best, it's going to cause another clog in the drains. What's more likely to happen is it's going to throw off the alchemical balance, and it might explode. Especially
That's
since I
bad.
haven't seen it.
Hey,
Yeah,
pull the lever.
especially since the lever just opens and closes.
The hatch to
nothing
get
else.
into the crucible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, open it up. I'm going to take a look.
All right, I'll open the hatch.
And I
Just shoving Dern down the alchemical induction port.
So I look over the edge to look into this alchemical induction port. Do I see the body?
It's kind of hard to make out. It's mostly a silhouette because of how fucking bright it is down there. Or it's a silhouette because it's charred. It's a little hard to tell. Well, it's a big boy.
Yeah. How far away is it?
30 feet down? No, that's to the top of the bump. 30, 45 feet.
Okay, and an hour has not passed?
No, only about 45 minutes.
Okay. All right, I pull out a bit of rope, tied around myself, hand off the other end of the silk rope to Anya.
Fairduel came up too, right?
Hey, what?
Faya, you mean?
Yeah, Thea. I'll hand the rope to Thea, who has much more ability to pull people out of bad stuff than I do.
And then I rappel down in to grab the body. The whole time going, wheeze, I'm just dropping down into this, hole.
So you've tied yourself off, and you are just dropping in.
Well,
through the alchemic induction port.
Well, in a controlled manner, using the rope. Like, I'm not just free falling in. That'd be silly.
Oh. Okay. All right. Okie dokie.
Yeah, that would be silly.
Yeah, nothing about climbing into the fucking reactor.
Look, we're playing the claw game, and Dern's the claw.
I don't think they played the claw at Chernobyl.
Yes, they did.
All right, you descend in.
You've heard of the elephant's foot. We'll show you the elephant's claw.
It's the gnome's foot.
Indeed. So there is a morass of as you descend here into the chamber. In the middle, emitting all this horrifically bright light, is a morass of swirling arcane energies. Nearly blinding. Give me a con save. Or are you taking eye protection?
I pull my gnome hat like low down over my eyes, not looking directly at the ball of burning death.
Which in fact somehow works pretty well in here. With no rhyme or reason, it just does.
It's gnome hat.
Me, of course, it's not going to hurt gnome hats.
Yeah, you can see this this rather large sort of super ultra crispy body lying there on the ground. It looks like it fell over trying to reach for this big swirling morass of magical energy.
Is this magical energy supposed to be here? Swirling morass of magical energy you're describing. Is that supposed to be here?
I'll check my notes.
Well, I'm not hanging around to find out. I just cast Dispel Magic on it.
What?
I cast Dispel Magic on the swirling morass of energy that this corpse was reaching towards.
Is that swirling morass, by chance, the alchemical reaction?
No, he described it as different than like the core that was glowing and shit.
What do you mean described it different?
Well, you said I came in. You said that there was like this, like, like this ball of emitting light in the center of this space.
Right?
That's not this morass, correct?
No, that is this morass.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, I just ignore it and grab the body.
Okay.
I thought you were describing like the body was like like if this was in the center of a sphere, the body's at the bottom of the sphere and is like reaching towards the very bottom of it, like underneath the glowing bit. It's just this like corium mass.
Ah, okay. I was thinking you were about to dispel the reaction itself.
Actually, that would probably work to scram the reactor.
But now that you have a better angle and you're inside, you can see that this large figure has that piping that you guys followed from the inner sanctum is currently plugged into this body, like right at the base of the spine, just plugged into the body.
Wait, so the body's part of the reactor?
No. The body's in here, and it's got this thing plugged into its like lower spine, like it's stabbed in like a big old syringe. The pipe leads out of the reactor through the hatch, which is ajar, up the stairs and into the inner sanctum. The crucible is not attached to these pipes or this body.
I'm very confused as to the layout of this. It makes no sense.
So,
Gnomish engineering.
No, I mean that like I came in through a hole in the top into this void.
so
Okay,
if
and there's this glowing morass of energy.
Yeah, if this
and
were,
a body
if this
at the
were
bottom.
Cast iron oven. Yeah, if this were a cast iron oven, you have come in through the smoke, through the chimney, and into the cast iron oven that way, where you can see the fire and a body in the fire. The body in the fire, the body in here has a set of pipes going from its body out the front grate of the cast iron oven.
So the body is integral to this area.
No.
So I could pull it out freely. It is not connected to anything. I just pick it up and walk out of here.
Correct. But you'd have to go through the front hatch, not the way you came, because
Why?
it's too big to fit up the chimney.
So I cut it into smaller pieces. What's the issue?
I could disintegrate it if that would work better.
Yeah, actually, that would work best. Just fucking disintegrate it. I've come down here. I've examined it. It's safe. Just shoot it with fucking disintegrate.
With the way disintegrate works, that won't cause any like damage to the magical soup, will it, Gilbert?
Like you don't need to worry about hitting the body and then disintegrating a 10-foot area around it. No. Any risks that might be involved in doing this, though, are entirely based on your judgment.
Are you asking like the disintegrated ashes messing with the alchemical reaction?
Yeah,
Or
mostly.
something?
I've got a plan for that. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Oh, prestidigitation. I'll be right back.
I'll trust the gnome with gnomish engineering and disintegrate the body.
Okay. Well, roll.
Roll what? It's a dex save.
You can't pass it. Roll.
Roll the damage, I think is what
Oh,
it
the
means.
damage. What is the damage? Excuse you. 40. 82 force damage. Target is disintegrated. This leaves the target with 0 hit points.
Okay, so you hit the body with disintegrate, which you see a massive section of it turn to ash, which you know begins crumbling through the what is now revealed to be a outflow pipe in the crucible itself. Um, yeah. So the disintegrated massive body. I'm guessing were you just hitting center mass?
Yeah, no reason not to.
All right. So the one second here.
How big was this body?
Large.
Uh, and
So
this doesn't fall under the. Where was it? Spell automatically disintegrates a larger, smaller, non-magical object or a creation of magical force.
Because it's not an object. As you disintegrate a massive chunk of this creature, the disintegrated mass falling through the grate, as that kind of pipe with the plug and all that is sort of loosened and is now spewing during what you can see is some kind of bright red blood. The disintegrated mass of body also begins reacting. Well, I should say the disintegrated mass. The chunk of body that is not disintegrated is currently reacting rather strongly to that and attempting to reform the body.
So let me get this right. There's a body. It's sitting on top of a open pipe.
Well, it was previously covering because this is a large creature.
Right, and then when he disintegrated it, it's trying to reform rather than go down the pipe.
The disintegrated mass has fallen down the pipe, along with a bunch of this blood that's coming out of the piping that was attached to the creature. The parts of the creature that didn't disintegrate are currently attempting to reform the creature. You can see there's magical energy kind of crackling along the surfaces and attempting to rebuild the body.
How big are these pipes in this creature?
The pipe that was plugged in this creature is about what would that be, like a half a centimeter?
And there's a nice surface around it, like it's like got just like the wall or whatever of the crucible.
What do you mean?
If I was to put a plunger over it, I could seal it and start plunging.
Yes.
Yeah, I start plunging. With that plunger I pulled out of the waste pool.
As you try to plunger you're trying to plunger the blood and the creature down the pipe.
Yes.
Okay.
Anya is never going to ask Intervin where he got a comically large plunger because she doesn't want to know.
No one wants to know.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah, you plunger it all down. Are you going to try to wash it down too with the blood coming out?
Yeah, I've got a water skin I can use, like a little squirt bottle, and just hose down the inside of this crucible down the drain and keep plunging to force it all down there.
Of course, as you plunge it with this bright red blood. Okay.
I mean, does this look like it's like some like nasty eldritch shit?
The body or the blood?
The blood.
No, it doesn't look too nasty, Eldritch, no.
Okay.
The body looks super eldritch.
It looked like it was badly burned.
So,
That was a great.
yeah. So I clean the inside of this, use the plunger in it.
All right. You have cleaned out the inside of the crucible. You've also been in here a while. I will need from you a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Oh no.
You do still have a bardic unless you've used it.
I have not. What's the bardic?
A D12.
21.
And then if it matters, you also get, I think, what you rolled, and my charisma modifier is temp HP.
Oh, neat. What's your charisma modifier?
Let's see, saving throw grants temp HP equal to the roll of my charisma modifier. So you get 11 plus 5, so 16 temp HP.
Cool. So 21 on that con save.
All right, 21 on the con save. You save for half. Oh, 72 points of radiant damage.
Okay, that hurt. That stung a bit.
It's less than what it would have been if you came in here when everything else was unstable. Well, if the elemental sections weren't stable. Yay!
All right. Is there anything else in here besides that? The alchemical morass.
No. You flushed the body, and you've rinsed it all off with the blood coming out of the pipe coming from way upstairs.
Yeah. Then I just yell up, "All right, Feo, hoist me up."
Oh, just out of curiosity, are you leaving the what's at this point a blood hose stuck inside of here? Or are you like tossing it out the front gate?
Blood hose? What blood hose?
The blood hose you've just been washing the pipes that you've been using to wash the body down. I said it was blood was coming out of it.
Right, but I thought that was like a hole in basically the crucible. It's the outlet pipe. You said.
No, you came out the outlet pipe. This is coming through the front door.
Oh, well then yeah, I'll just kick that out the front door.
Kick it out the front door. There's a clang as it shuts, and you get pulled back up.
Yeah, I come out. Dern's probably looking a little singed, like he just got a real bad sunburn. All right, it's all cleaned up in there. You should just be good to follow that procedure on you.
All right. Where was? Check notes. Check notes. I really need to dog ear this page. Check notes. Um. All right. 4 drops each tank. 2 drops the 2 previously empty tanks. 5 drops tank 3. 2 drops tank 6. Inject into crucible with at least 3 generous squirts of essence of cobbler. All right.
All right. Do you pull the lever and drop it all in?
What was that? Was that blood hose like? Did that match any of the input or inlet valves here? Does that look like that's supposed to be attached here, or is that somewhere else?
Well, you can see that it's sitting outside of the crucible and extends to the front doors to the crucible chamber and goes back up the stairs.
Yeah, like does the size match the opening on the front door of the crucible?
No. It
So where
it
the hell is that?
clearly doesn't belong.
Why the hell is that here? Oh, yeah. I'll just make sure everything's properly sealed so none of this leaks out, and drop it in then once everything is in the big cauldron.
All right. The alchemical solution falls in, hitting that morass of energy, stabilizing it.
All right.
You can see that burning ball of magical stuff and alchemy all mixing in the middle, and the colors change from this eye scorching rainbow of intense eye pain, and shifts into a slightly less painful to stare at red. As it slowly begins shifting between red and blue over the course of several sections, just cycling back and forth. Out of curiosity, do you happen to be prone to seizures?
I don't have a family history of it, no.
Excellent. In that case, Anya does not have a seizure looking at this. But yeah. Let's see, though. At this point, an hour would have passed in the chamber. I do need Constitution saving throws from everybody.
Do I get
One final time of being in here for a while.
Dernzora?
Presumably. I don't know about everyone else, though.
I assume I get it because I pulled him up.
Pulled him up from 11 feet away.
Sinclair? Faradul?
Oh.
Eldrin? Mister?
Yes, I'm here.
Your move. I need con save from you.
Okay, why?
Because you guys have been in the room a while.
What room? The
Crucible.
crucible?
We've
After
been
we
next.
fix
We've been next to the reactors for a while.
Yeah, this is an oh no radiation check.
I would have not done that, but okay. After we fixed the piping, I would have left that room. I wouldn't have stayed in there.
Then don't roll.
No, I mean, no, I roll, but because I didn't specify that.
All right.
So
Dern, that's a fail. Anya, that's a pass. Fea, that's a pass. Faradul, that's a fail. Sinclair, that's a fail. Eldrin, that just barely passes. Those of you that failed,
barely is still a pass, though.
those of you that just failed, your maximum hit points is reduced by 31.
Ow.
I mean, this has not been your day, Faradul. This really hasn't been your day.
It really hasn't been.
That's just like rude, man.
I mean, I need to remind Faradul, you are wealthy. You don't have to do this anymore. You can quit adventuring.
But where else would I meet a beach bum ice elemental? I didn't even know that could happen, but here it is. I learned something new.
That was an interesting experience. Yes, that was very interesting.
I drank his shit and I spilled it on him. It was great.
What are you talking about down there?
Well, it appears that the gnomes tied in these runes to teleport you to alternate dimensions held by elementals of the representing currents. And the ice elemental was was chilling on the beach drinking Mai Tais.
Why was it drinking your ties?
I don't know.
How?
I don't
Do you
know.
even wear a tie?
No, it got
Not at this
liquefied.
out, not with this robe.
But yeah, you guys are standing here, successful,
Okay,
fixing
how many? If
the
you
gnomish
pass,
reactor.
you only take half of that in damage, or you take
No,
that
no.
in damage.
If you pass, your hit points are not reduced by that.
But you just still take that, right?
Well, you passed, so your hit points are not reduced by 31.
You don't take
Oh,
any
so I
damage.
don't. Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Right.
you guys are victorious.
Well,
There's just that hose, the pipe extending from the upper floors that's currently spewing high pressure blood.
where does it look like that's even supposed to go?
Well, you're currently looking at the end of the hose, spewing high pressure blood, and you can see it go out the doors you came through, past all those bodies, and up the stairs.
We should
Well,
probably
yeah, we
follow
were
that.
already up there. Like, where does this end plug into? Is this just a drain for it?
Are you talking about the hose end that's currently spewing?
Yeah.
It was jabbed into the body that was you found inside the crucible.
Right,
Yeah.
but where's the other end?
Somewhere upstairs.
We already know where the other end goes to.
We do?
It's plugged into the Tarrasque, isn't it?
I don't know. What was it?
Yes, it was.
Ah, okay. I missed that. Well,
Yeah,
that
so
probably
you
won't be a
just flushed a
problem.
body down a drain with Tarrasque blood.
Yeah, that probably won't be a problem.
It will be a problem, but it'll be a problem for somebody else. Hopefully Loam, because he actually knows how this thing's supposed to work.
Well, if that's the case, then why didn't he fix it?
Doing something else, he probably doesn't even know that was having a meltdown. And if we leave the hose where it is it just going to go down into the drains?
Yeah. Eventually.
It's
currently dripping down the side.
I'll move what I can with the slack there is to get it closer to the drain so that's not like making a giant mess out of this whole room forever.
All right. Yeah, you do that. It's spewing high pressure Tarrasque blood down into the the waste outflow pumps, where you can currently see a big mound of Tarrasque blood soaked ash and vaguely body shaped body parts, currently knitting themselves back together as arcane light crackles around it, reassembling a body.
Darn, we might have a problem.
I toss him the plunger.
I don't think that's big enough.
As the body continues to reform, eventually taking a shape you recognize of a 10-foot tall flesh golem that looks suspiciously like Loam.
Never mind, we don't have a problem. This is
So
good.
Loam reconstitutes with Ani just sitting there in front of him holding a plunger.
And currently blasting him with the Tarrasque power washer, yes.
I'll point the Tarrasque blood somewhere else.
No, keep that spraying.
Okay, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done. Maybe second weirdest, and I'll keep spraying him with the Tarrasque blood, I guess. So,
As he begins to walk up and out as you spray him. I think we'll... Do we want to call that there for now, give it the time?
Yeah.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
I think we'll cover those next week.
Does he have clothes?